go. All right, welcome. Hi, I'm Margie Remmers-Davis, founder and CEO of Acadian Accounting Education, and I am so glad to welcome you to our live stream that we hold here inside our free Facebook group every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. We are, so this is streaming inside of the Facebook group. If you're watching the recording on YouTube, links down below. We encourage you to join us live so that you can interact with us. You can get a copy of the exercise, all that good stuff. A little bit about the locker room, if I can figure out how to remember how to share my screen. So this is the QBO Gym locker room. It is your spot for hands-on practice using QuickBooks Online. That's all we do all day, every day is hands-on practice with QuickBooks Online. So when you join the locker room, you automatically get a free QBO QuickStart course. This course will teach you how to get your free your free QBO accountant account. It teaches you what's different about the accountant account from the regular account that businesses purchase. And it teaches you terminology, workflows, like how to get around. And of course, there's hands-on practice so that you can actually learn how to do it hands-on. That's all free just for joining the locker room. So if you are a member of the locker room and you're not seeing how to, didn't get your course for some reason, you didn't find it in your email, reach out to support. That's support at Acadian.com. That's support at AKADIAN. And we will figure out what's happening with your email. Stuff happens, like it happens all the time. It goes to spam, junk mail. You type in your email address wrong, like all sorts, or you're checking the different email address than the one you registered for. So like it happens all the time, and we will take care of you. So also, as a member of the locker room, you have access to over 100 free exercises. That's in addition to the ones the handful that come in your QBO Quick Start course. And So to access the free exercises, they were emailed to you, but also you can find them pinned in the featured section. So you should say here, should say featured right here. There it says, welcome to the locker room. This is where you access the over 100 free hands-on exercises. There's also a tab here. If you are on your phone, you might have to click up the little hamburger up in the upper left-hand corner. That's how you get access to the free exercises. And then you also get we have our weekly live stream here, and on the weekly live stream, you get a free exercise of the week. So the free exercise of the week, everything that I've talked about so far, free. But we do have several paid products, and the exercise of the week is actually part of our paid product called the QBO Gym. If you have ever said to yourself, well, gosh, I got certified, but I don't really feel like I know what I'm doing. Or if you have said, I wish that I could be an intern. I wish that I could just shadow somebody to see what it's actually like to be a bookkeeper. That's all of or if you've said, I can't get a job without experience, and I can't get experience without a job. Well, that is the problem that the QBO Gym is designed to solve. The QBO Gym is a simulated experience of being a bookkeeper. You get to be a bookkeeper for our fictitious business owner for an entire year. And and that's not a calendar year. It doesn't take you a full year to get through it. It takes you about 42 real-time hours to gain all of the experience that you would need. So you could technically knock it out in a week, get a year's worth of experience in a week. That's kind of a lot. Like I wouldn't do that, but a good pace is to do like a month a week. And then in a couple of months you could get through it. But like there are people I've seen people in like 2 weeks, 10 days get a whole year's worth of experience using QuickBooks Online and being a feeling like what it's like to be a bookkeeper. So all of the work that you do in the QBO gym filters through into what we call our proprietary dashboard, which is called Booksmatch. And as a subscriber to the gym, everybody who takes any kind of Acadian course has Booksmatch. Okay, so you all have Booksmatch. That's including the free QBO QuickStart course. But in order, you have to be a paying member of the QBO gym in order to see these statistics, which I'll go over in a little bit. I think that Billy, I think has been up here for a while. So people can sign up to find you using this talent finder. All right, Stephanie's our number one person. I didn't think it was Billy like so many weeks in a row. So Stephanie is our number one person today. Woohoo, go Stephanie. And so this is a reflection of all of the work that Stephanie has been doing in the gym. The reason we created this is because we were like, you're already doing this work. We want to show you off. We want to show you off to the world because it's such a better indicator of how good of a bookkeeper you are. If you just give somebody your resume, well, you could lie on that resume. If you just say, oh, I have, a number of years of experience, well, that doesn't mean you're any good. Like my grandma has 20 years of experience driving. That doesn't mean she's good at it, right? So anyway, all of those things, we said, you know what, the statistics are going to be better, and so you can actually show off. So this is actually a database. If you have you can turn it on so that other people can find you and see you. And you also have like a little share button so that you can share your own statistics in your social media and on your website and all that good stuff. So Stephanie here has verified 429 skills. That means she's actually done the work of all of these things. We have them in 10 different skill groups, and you can click on a particular skill group and see more detail, drill down to more detail what exactly she learned how to do. Down here, you can compare yourself to others in the group. So the solid color is Stephanie, and then the more pale color is the average of everybody else in the group. And then we take a look at three specific metrics for the ranking that you saw on the previous page. So the first metric we look at is the total number of skills. So this is just for the entire time that Stephanie has been in the gym. This is the total number of skills that she has verified. But we don't want to disadvantage people who have been in the gym for a long time. I don't know how long Stephanie's been in, but like we have some people who've been in since we started, which was over 2 years ago, and we have people that started, this month. And so we don't want to disadvantage the brand new people just because they're new. And so we have this other metric, which is speed, which is not a measurement of how quickly you get through the exercises, but instead it's a measure of how many skills you can verify in a week. So somebody who is brand new is going to be ripping through it, and it's going to be verifying a ton of skills in a shorter period of time than somebody who has been around for a long time. So those two metrics balance each other out. And then the most important metric is this one right here, which is consistency, which we want to make sure that you are verifying your skills at least once every other week. And, once you run out of material to do in the gym, like the gym actually covers a 2-year period. And then once you're done with that, we want you to still be able to say, hey, yes, I'm still upskilling. I'm still working on that. And so that's why we have an exercise of the week, is so that you have an opportunity to maintain your consistency inside Booksmatch. But the added advantage of that is we have an exercise of the week that we can go over together for free for anybody who's not in a position that they want to do that. So we have talked about Booksmatch. Let's go and talk about the exercise of the week. The exercise of the week is a separate course inside your account, and it unlocks when you have earned 250 points in the gym. That's not the same as Booksmatch points. You can figure out where you are by clicking this little drawer down at the bottom. I'm an admin, so I don't get any points. But if you are working in the gym and you want to know, have I unlocked the exercise of the week, you're not sure, this is what you're looking for right here. You want to see the total points. So it's its own course, and we're going to start right here. We are going to talk about payment processing clearing accounts. This is when I want to say, like, okay, if this has been an issue for you, if you've always wanted to know, like, comment in the chat, but I can't see the chat. I'm flying blind here. But I want to go back to, just for a minute, I'm going to take off my screen share so I'm not so tiny, and talk to you about the Bookkeeping Accelerator. So we just launched, many of you guys have heard us talking about it for ages and ages. We had over 8,000 people on the waiting list to find out about the Bookkeeping Accelerator. The Bookkeeping Accelerator is our course that teaches you from the beginning. So it takes, like, if you don't know anything about bookkeeping, the first lesson is, what is bookkeeping? If you don't know anything about bookkeeping, all the way through super advanced, deep understanding of how all of the accounts work, like why we do things. It's really focused on, like, why we do what we do, how everything is interconnected, how everything works underneath the hood. So it's a really deep foundational level of understanding how to be a bookkeeper. We just launched it January 30th. We built it because we had been talking to accounting firms, and they were begging for us to teach this because they were just encountering so many people who did not know the fundamentals of bookkeeping, and then they had to go and clean up the accounts. So we just launched it. There's a super special deal for the first 500 students. When I checked this morning, we had less than 50 spots left at the super low price. So if you were hemming and hawing and you wanted to get that super low price, then you should grab it now. Even after this first 500, it is still going to be a very low price for a few more weeks, because we're not finished with it. So we've been working on this for so long, and we want to make it so good and so stellar that it's just taken a long time. And so I had to make the decision, like, should I kick it down the road and, like, wait, because people are clamoring for it? Should I wait and, hold off and wait till it's finished? Or should I let people at it now, and so that they can, start to get through it? And so obviously what we decided to do was release it, even though it's not finished yet. And but because it's not finished, like, I couldn't in good conscience charge you full price for a course that's not finished. So it's like it's the first 500, I think, is like 60 something % off, and then even after the first 500, I think that it's still over 50% discounted. Anyway, it's huge. So, but today's lesson, the reason I bring this up is because today's lesson or today's exercise actually comes from the accelerator. And the reason that it's in there actually is because we formed a tax advisory council here at Acadian, and they help shape and guide what we're putting in the accelerate, what we're putting in the course. And one of them, and I can't remember who it was, said to me, please, 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 I'm begging you to add a lesson about third-party payment processors. And so I did. And I don't know that I would have done that if she hadn't said it. So that's the huge value of our council. And I'm just so grateful for them. So if you know anybody who is a tax person, who is a CPA, an accountant, they're super busy right now, but an accountant, CPA, EA, and somebody who would like to weigh in and be part of our council, then be sure and let us know. Well, then let's get into the exercise. So we're going to be talking about third-party payments. So hopefully Joel has put the link in the chat. Those of you who have purchased the course, make sure that you use the link that's in the course in order to get your Booksmatch credit, not the link that Joel posted in the chat. The one that's in the chat is for the people that do not have the gym, okay? So so use this link, and then when you're done, you mark that it's done. That's when you get your points, okay? So we're going to talk about third-party payment processors. So Craig has started accepting Stripe payments. Set up the necessary accounts and record the first few sales that Craig made with Stripe, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is load the sample company. Now, many of our exercises are accountant specific. So you have to have an accountant account in order to do the exercise. That we use this special sample company. In case you don't know, Intuit provides 3 different sample companies for us to use. Most of our exercises use the accountant version of the sample company. The Bookkeeping Accelerator does not, because people taking the accelerator may not have access to the accountant version. So you can use, this exercise will work whichever version you're using, but we have a link here to just to the regular customer side sample company. All right, so I've loaded my sample company. Now we're going to get started with the exercise, okay? So the first thing that we're going to do is set up a clearing account. Now we had a whole lesson, how long ago was it? Like a month ago? 6 weeks ago, we did an entire exercise of the week all about clearing accounts. What is a clearing account? How do we use clearing accounts? Why do we need clearing accounts? Okay, so go back and, if you're not familiar with the term, if you don't know what it is, go back and look for that episode where we talked about clearing accounts. At this point in the Bookkeeping Accelerator, you already know what a clearing account. We've already taught what a clearing account is, so there's not a lot of instruction here in the exercise itself. Okay, so just in a nutshell, a clearing account is an account that's designed to be a temporary holding place for things. Undeposited funds, by the way, is a clearing account. Undeposited funds is an account that's a temporary holding place that's designed to always have a balance of 0. You put money in, you take money out, the balance is 0, okay? So undeposited funds is an account like that. And so when you accept money in one of these third-party places, the third-party place typically takes a fee out. So PayPal is going to take out a fee before it deposits the money into your account. So the amount of money that shows up in the bank statement is not going to be the same amount that the customer paid. So that's why we have to set up a clearing account. So the money is going to go into the clearing account. Out of the clearing account is going to come the fee, and then the deposit is going to go into your checking account. All of our exercises are created using a software called Scribe. And Scribe has a Google extension that you can get if you go to the Chrome web store. Then, did I say Google extension? It's a Chrome extension. And you can get this extension. It's called Scribe, AI documentation, SOPs, and screenshots, I think it says. And you can install this Chrome extension. When you have the Chrome extension installed and you're using our exercises in Chrome, then you have this little button that says Guide Me. And by clicking on this button, if I have the sample company open already, then I can click this button and magic will happen. I click confirm, and boom, I have the exercise on the right and I have the sample company on the left. Makes it super, super easy. Joel, I believe I gave you a link to instructions on how to install the Chrome extension. So if you want to put that in the chat, if people need that, then yeah. All right. So now we're gonna set up the Stripe clearing account. So the way we do that is we go to the chart of accounts, and there's lots of ways to access the chart of accounts. But this is just, I tend to do it from the gear icon. So here's the chart of accounts. I'm going to close this right here just so we have some more space because I'm kind of taking up a lot of room. And I'm going to click New right here. Okay, so we're going to create the new account as follows. Now, at this point in the accelerator course, you have created a lot of accounts in the chart of accounts. You are very familiar with the chart of accounts. So we don't have click-by-click instructions like we do earlier in the course because you pretty much know how to do these things. All right, so Stripe clearing account. Okay. We're going to say that it's a bank account. Even though it's not actually a bank account, we're not going to connect it. Although Stripe does have an app that you could use. You could use an app or a Stripe app, or there's other apps that you could connect that would connect Stripe and other things. We're just focusing on the bookkeeping portion of this and using QBO, but in real life, you might want to do that. Okay, so and then the detail type, we're just going to say that it's a checking account. It's not a checking account, it's just a clearing account, but this is just an easy way for us to keep track of it. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to click Save. By the way, don't ever put opening balance. Last week we talked about opening balance equity and cleaning up messes from opening balance equity. Okay, so don't ever add an opening balance. Well, there's exceptions to every rule, right? But chances are you're not ever going to add an opening balance. Okay, and then I'm going to click Save. What would you do? This is just the teacher in me coming out. I'm going to take the screenshot off, and this is going to be an experiment because Joel is checking the comments. What would you do if you opened an account? Say you go to the bank, say I'm going to open, and whenever you open an account at a bank, you have to deposit money. You can't just open an account with zero. At least they used to let you do that. So what would you do if you opened an account And they said, you have to open it with $100. And so you opened it with $100. And so the very first thing, like when you opened the account, it had $100. What would you do? Joel, does anybody in the chat know the correct way to record that?
Well, let's give it a few seconds because there are a couple seconds behind us.
Okay. So I'm so curious. I think there are a couple of you that know the answer to that, because I just said you don't ever want to use that opening balance you don't ever want to use in the chart of accounts. You set up the bank and you don't ever want to use that opening balance, because then that becomes opening balance equity. We have some answers coming in.
Yes.
What answers?
Beth Garrison says make a deposit. Lisa Null says deposit $100.
Yeah.
Lisa Lauren says, where did I go? Recorded as a deposit.
Yep.
Equity.
All right.
Register as a deposit. It seems to be depositing.
Yes. Woohoo! I'm so glad that you guys know the answer to that question. Because so yes, you create the account at 0 and then you use a deposit transaction. Even if at the bank the bank doesn't consider it a deposit, it considers it just like the opening thing. Yes, you create the account and then you record a deposit of that amount. That is the correct way to do it. Woohoo! I'm proud of you guys. So many of you guys got that right. Okay. All right. So what do we do? All right. So we clicked. All right. Now we're going to record sales receipts for the sales made with Stripe payments. Okay. So we're going to click the plus new button. Open that back up. Click plus new. We're going to go to sales receipt. All right, and we're going to, our friend Amy, she's the first one in the list. We tend to use her a lot. I'm trying to not use her so much because she gets used so much. All right, then in the payment method, let me make this a little bit smaller. It's usually all one row. Yeah, there we go. Can you guys see that okay? All right. So here we go. Here's a sales receipt. I put in Amy and it automatically pulled in all of her information. And then we have to select the payment method. Remember, a sales receipt is payment at the time of the sale, okay? Contrast that with an invoice, which is payment and then later the person pays. With a sales receipt, Amy has paid for whatever at the time that we sold it to her. Okay, so at the time, so now we have to record the payment method. Well, our payment method is Stripe. So we're going to actually add a payment method. Stripe. You might want to mute Joel because I can hear you. So here, do you see where it says this is a credit card? Okay. Why do you think, I'm not going to make Joel read the comments. I'm going to plant the seed and then I'm going to answer the question. Why do you think it says this is a credit card? Why does it care if that is a credit card? Okay. Well, there's two reasons. One is because if it's a credit card, let me just say the one reason, because that reason I was about to explain will confuse you. So instead, I'm going to give the other reason, which is if you have QB payments, which is an extra thing that you can sign up for. Every one of you should sign up for it. If you are on this call and you are a bookkeeper, you need to sign up for QB payments. This allows you to take credit cards and ACH. Like, this is how you're going to collect your money as a bookkeeper. So everybody sign up for QB payments. You do that by going to the gear icon. In your account, it'll say company settings, and then there's a tab for payments. You have to apply, but then you'll get the ability to process credit cards. So if I check this and I have QB payments, then I can just swipe the credit card. Like I can just enter the credit card number right here. Okay. All right. Just extra stuff, not part of the exercise, but I can't help myself from teaching. I can't help it. All right. So this is not a credit card, so I'm going to hit save. Okay. And then so the money that she paid via Stripe, where did the money go? Did it go directly into your checking account? No. Did it go into undeposited funds to be deposited later? Well, not really. Undeposited funds is for cash and checks. So that's for like your physical stuff that you physically take to the bank. Could you use it? No, because you have to be able to take the fee out. So that's why you have to have this extra clearing account that we just set up. So it's going to the Stripe clearing account right here. Okay? All right. So what did we sell her? We sold her a rock fountain. Rock fountain. Okay. I guess we're going to sell somebody else something here too. Click Save and New. So I'm going to do another one. The next sale was to Bill's Windsurf Shop. So we're going to say Bill's Windsurf Shop. And notice the Stripe clearing account is already set up here. That's just because that's what I used last time. Oh, lovely. This is not in my list. Probably need to refresh my screen. Let's see what happens. There it is. All right, let me add Bill back. Bill's Windsurf Shop. Oh, it disappeared. Okay, here we go. And now what are we doing? We are 2 garden rocks at $30 per rock. Those are expensive rocks. I hope they're giant. I hope they're like those big round rocks. 2 rocks, $30 a rock, $60. That looks good. I'm going to click Save and New again. The final one is from Freeman Sporting Goods. Again, Stripe clearing account. Now, by the way, I should say that it's not likely actually that you will have individuals that you process manually like that, like this. In fact, I should go and add a note to this account. Stripe has all of the customer information and PayPal has all of the customer information. So often you don't actually create every single customer this way, okay? Often you do it in a lump sale, what they call a sales summary, but it would be one sales receipt and it would just say Stripe sales or PayPal sales, for that particular day, however often you're processing it, and you just put in the lump number. I need to add that to the exercise so that it's clear. Okay, so we've got Stripe clearing, and what are we selling here? Rock fountain. How's that chat going, Joel?
It is good. Okay. There are no questions about this.
All right, excellent. Okay, and let's see. All right, that all looks good. All right, now we're going to hit save and close. Now, here's the thing about Stripe and PayPal and, all the other third-party payment processing things, okay? is that they take a fee, right? They have their own fee for, and the nice thing about QB Payments, by the way, is that because it's all QuickBooks, QuickBooks records the fee in the way that it automatically knows how to do it. Okay, so that's a beautiful thing. But the PayPal fee, the Stripe fee, like whatever third-party processing is going to have a fee. And so you have to record that fee so that it comes out of the total. So that's what the next part is. So Craig incurred $12 in fees from the above transactions. Record the fees now using an expense transaction. So we're going to go to plus new and then expense. I'm going to close this pop-out drawer. In the payee, we're going to select add new because now we have to create Stripe as a vendor. Stripe, but that's all we need to know about him. Okay. All right, so how did we pay the fee? What did the money, where did the money come from? The money came from not the checking account because the money wasn't in the checking account yet. The money was sitting there in the Stripe little holding place. So I'm going to select Stripe. That's how we paid for it. The category is, we're going to say it's bank charges. It's not necessarily bank charges. We have a whole thing, we go into a whole thing about all different kinds of fees and charges and how they're handled differently. But just because it's a sample company, we're going to go ahead and use bank charges. In the description, we're going to say Stripe fees, and it was $12. And then we're going to hit save and close. Okay. So, all right, I am going to quiz you on this one, and I am going to make you give an answer for Joel to read back to me. What report is this Stripe clearing account going to show up on? I'm going to pull up a report, and I want to see how much is in that Stripe clearing account right now. What report should I pull up?
We got balance sheet.
Yes, the balance sheet.
And off Gribble. Balance sheet again.
Yes, balance sheet, balance sheet, balance sheet. Because that clearing account is an asset. An asset is the stuff that we own, and we own that money. We own that money that is in the account. Okay, so I'm going to go to the reports. And I'm going to go to the balance sheet. Close this so we have some more room. And here it is. There is our Stripe clearing account. And that's how much money we currently have in it. And I'm just going to, I can click this right here to see all of the transactions that make up that number. Okay, so here's all of the stuff that we just did. Here is Amy and Bill and Freeman that added to that account. And then here's the amount that came out of it. Okay. So now this isn't in the exercise because it's actually in the accelerator. It's actually the next lesson. So it's not in this particular exercise. But the next thing you would do in the process, I'm sure you can guess, is deposit this total. So with Stripe, I use Stripe and it's automatic. They just pull every day. They just like add, and then the next day they deposit it. Okay, and that's all automatic on a daily basis. With PayPal, there's a setting where you can say to just automatically deposit it every day. You might even have a setting that's like more than once. I can't remember if it's more than one day. Or you can have it set where you physically have to go in order to process in order for it to deposit into your checking account. Just like with Stripe, PayPal has an app that allows you to connect directly with QBO. So this can all happen without you having to do it. But you need to know how all of this stuff works. All right. The report has us go back to the the profit and loss. But that's just to see the bank charges. That's where the bank charges that we did. So we can go back to the summary here, back to report list, the profit and loss is the bank charges. So this is what we just collected for Stripe. You would also see on the income the stuff that we sold, but we didn't keep track of that in the exercise. So let's see. So so you could do the same thing. You could click that number. If I go to, where did it go? Oh, bank charges, here we go. If I click that, and then you can see the expense that I just created. That's the amount, okay? All right, and that is our exercise. That's our exercise. So one of the things that we hammer in the accelerator is how all of this works. You saw how we pulled up the reports each time, and we show you how it shows up on the reports. That is huge, guys. That's so important that you understand how all of the accounts are connected, where the money is coming from, where it's going, how it shows up on the accounts. And of course, it's not in this exercise because I don't think I've introduced it yet in the accelerator, but very soon we're going to learn about debits and credits and how that all works going in and out. Okay. All right. Before we move on to marketing prompts, what other questions have shown up in the chat, Joel?
We have 2 questions, but they don't relate to the lesson today.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go ahead and do it.
Off Gribble. She wants to get into the Bookkeeping Accelerator Facebook group. She's tried a couple times, but hasn't been accepted yet.
Okay. Write to support@acadian.com.
Okay. Number 2, Nick Oz says, I am super late for this exercise. He apologizes and has the emoji face thing. He wants to know if you touched on Shopify. And if so, then he will watch the recording with great joy.
I did not touch I did not touch on Shopify. Shopify is its own beast. And we are actually going to have a Shopify exercise of the week coming up, not next week, but the week after. Is that something like the 17th? Can't be this. It can't be the 17th. The 23rd? No. It's not next. The 21st. Yeah. February 21st is we are actually scheduled to have a Shopify exercise of the week, fully dedicated to that, which is not part of the accelerator. That's like a special advanced thing. All right. Any other questions?
There are no other questions.
All righty. I miss you guys so much. Like, I'm sure that there's other chatties happening in the chat that I can't see, and it makes me sad that I only get the questions.
Thank you to you for teaching this one and the typical love that you get from your
I will look forward to going back and reading them after the live stream is over. Darn Facebook. All right, let's go back to, so one of the things that oh my gosh, I forgot about the drawing. Guys, today is a drawing day. Let's do the drawing before we talk about the prompt. Oh my gosh. Should we do the drawing? Are we excited about the drawing? Oh, what a terrible day to not have my chat working. I can't see what's happening with oh my gosh, the drawing. So the first Monday of the month is we do a drawing of people who are in the QBO gym. So as you work through the QBO gym, it's all gamified. You earn points and badges and bells and whistles and all sorts of fun stuff. And of course, you get experience working with a client, and you learn all sorts of cool stuff as things happen throughout the year. Things happen to Craig in his business, and you have to know how to record them. So, anyway, so one of the things in the gym is that every month you get a badge, and everybody who earns a badge has an opportunity to be entered in the drawing. So I do a drawing the first month, the first live stream of each month of anybody who earned a badge in the previous month. Okay, so the people who are in the drawing today, they all earned badges in February. Okay, and in order to be, so you have to earn the badge. That's step one, and then step two is you have to tell us what you learned, what was your aha, what did you love, like what did you, what's so awesome about the gym. So every month, let me go and show it to you. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back to the locker room. Or not. Oh my gosh. Let me take that off. My friend likes to pose in not very many clothes. Why did this come off of the locker room? Okay. All right. Here we go. Back to the locker room. Okay. So in the locker room, there is a section called the guides. And here are the February milestones. Okay, so here in the month of February, these are the things that, or let me like that a little bigger. Okay, can you see that? Okay, there we go. So these are all of the things that you learn how to do and you practice doing in the month. And so Caitlin tags all of the people who earned badges, and they get to and by doing that, so Sandy apparently got a badge and posted, "I learned so much in the gym and with Acadian. I finally understand how to use estimates and projects. So helpful in when trying to help construction contractors." So that is February. Then in March, here's all of the things that you get to do that you learn how to do in March. In February, the focus is on estimates. In March, the focus is on projects, but as you can see, you do a whole bunch of things. Let's see. Kelly says, "I loved learning about about tracking gift cards. I have a small business owner who just began to offer them, so learning this just in time." Faith says, "I was able to enhance my skills in job costing for various projects, managing gift card transactions, and accurately logging employee time to specific assignments. Craig, while occasionally a bit of a brat," Craig's our business owner, he kept things enjoyable. So in year 2 of the gym, you actually get to interact with the business owner, and that's what she's referring to, I'm sure. Oh, I love this. "QBO Gym is the best way to learn for me, the step-by-step process and the ability to go back and do it again and again. Building that muscle memory really ups the game and helps put the pieces together, making it feel that this is definitely doable and enjoyable. Lord willing, I'll have my business up and running soon." That's awesome. So as you can see, that's what happens. Here's all of April, all the people that learned April. June learned how to handle increasing the price I charge customers for products using a markup in QuickBooks Online. I really appreciated the setting up a loan exercise. I have a new client, and that is exactly what he needs and why he reached out. I'm so happy to have something to go back to and make sure I am setting up his loans correctly. So anyway, so that's how you get entered in the drawing. And every time that you get a badge, and you can comment on that badge. So I have 86 entries. I don't think this number is right. I think today we're about to give away more than we usually do, because I think that my team, I think this is not right. So I think that I said that for we would have a drawing for every 25 entries. So that means we're going to have 3 drawings. So 3 people are going to win, and the prize is a free month in the gym. So whatever you're paying for the month, if somebody asked me about prices earlier, I don't know, it changes all the time, and you could get a student discount, and I don't know what you're paying. Whatever you're paying, we're going to credit that back to you. So you're going to get a free month in the gym. Okay. And if you're paying, some people pay a year at a time. We'll divide that by 12, and whatever that number is, that will be how much we credit back to you. Okay. All right. So let's see who is going to win. All right. Click to spin. Here we go. Oh, I'm so sad that I can't see the chat. This is killing me. It's killing me, guys. Killing me. All right, Jessie. Woohoo. I just read one of Jessie's. That is awesome. Because so many times, I will read an example, and then that person, a different person shows up. So that's cool. All right, so I'm going to remove Jessie. You can win multiple times, because every month that you do it, and you tell us your aha or what you loved, then you get another entry. So Jessie could win again. All right, let's do. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more. We'll see. So we've got Jessie. Woohoo! Let's see. Getting closer. And the big winner is Joanne. Woohoo! Joanne Hansen. All righty. And last one. Here we go. Boom, boom. And we have Stephanie. That's so funny, because Stephanie, I also talked about earlier. Stephanie was actually, I don't know if you're on the call, Stephanie, but this is your lucky day, because you were number 1 in Booksmatch, and you also get a free month. So woohoo. All right. Any questions about that, Joel? Because sometimes I do this, and people are not clear about how to get entered in the drawing, and that's some of the stuff I see in the chat. Anything like that?
Questions like that, but Stephanie says that maybe we should go play the lottery today.
Yeah, 3rd time's a charm, right? I mentioned to you because you were number 1 and you won in the drawing. That's 2. Yeah, 3rd time. Not 3rd time's a charm, but everything comes in 3s. So yeah, so maybe. Woohoo.
We have lots of congratulations for the winners.
All right, yay. All right, so let's go back to the exercise of the week. All right, so we need to wrap this up by talking about the marketing prompt. I'm going to take myself off tiny picture for a second and talk to you again and tell you about marketing prompts. Okay, so as you are in the gym, you earn marketing prompts. Okay, so as you learn about something, you earn a marketing prompt. And the reason that we have these is because I kept hearing people say, I know I'm supposed to post on social media, but I don't know what to say. And I just kept thinking, How could you not know what to say? You're constantly learning something. So I just decided, I'm just going to write this. So in the gym proper, you earn them as you go. With the exercise of the week, we actually give you a prompt for every exercise. So, and if you're not a subscriber, that's no problem, because Joel will post the marketing prompt in the chat for you. So okay. So today's prompt is, and we like to call them QBO Quick Tips. We want you to, when you are posting on social media, we want you to be providing value. We want you to be helpful, okay? So we like to call them QBO Quick Tips. So here's what you can say in your post. You can just take it as is. You can write it, put it in like a image using Canva. You can put it into ChatGPT and write a whole article about it. You could do a live, LinkedIn lives. LinkedIn has lives now. You could do that. So there's so many things you could do with it. All right, so here's what it says. Are you accepting payments via a third party such as Stripe or PayPal? If so, it's super important to make sure the transactions and fees are recorded correctly. Otherwise, you'll have all kinds of messes when you go to reconcile. Let me just stop for a second. Can you see why that is? Can you see why when you go to reconcile, if you have not appropriately recorded the fees, your numbers are not going to match up, okay? Because when you transfer that money from PayPal or you transfer that money from Stripe, it's not a whole number. The number that the amount of money that you collected from your customers is not the same amount of money that gets deposited at the bank. So if you're doing a reconciliation and like the numbers aren't going to match up, and you're going to throw up your hands, right? Okay, so I want to make sure you get that. And then I just said, need help? I've got you. Just say the word. Okay, so that is our marketing prompt today. So if you need help, applying, like using the marketing prompt, if you don't know what to do, then Joel will post in the chat a video that I did. We call it the 3-2-1 marketing methodology that teaches you how to actually use those prompts. If you need help, if you would like to have group support for setting up your marketing and using the marketing prompts, then I would encourage you to join the Getting Clients cohort. Our February cohort has already started, but you can sign up now for March. And in the cohort, we do a lot of things. We help you grow your network, make and strengthen your connections. We actually teach you how to set up LinkedIn. We teach you how to use Canva so that you can create those little QBO quick tips. We teach you how to set up Calendly. So we teach you the method. We keep you accountable to the 3-2-1 methodology, which is to post or to reach out to people 3 times per day, to post 2 times per week, and to do a diagnostic review no less than once per month. So we actually teach you how to do that. But not only that, we actually have mindset. Like if your heart palpitates, if you are like going, oh my gosh, like I'm so scared to reach out to people, I'm so scared to like post on social media, like I'm an introvert, I just want to be like in our like in my little bubble, whatever. If that's you, then you need to learn how to reach outside of your comfort zone. And we do that as part of the cohort in a safe and supportive way, so that by the time you're done with the cohort, you have confidence, you feel encouraged, you have people around you to look out, exactly what you're doing, And if you have not landed a client conversation by the end of the month, then we will give you your money back. Okay, so there's no risk to you. The only thing you risk is getting over yourself and actually getting a client. Okay, so the getting clients cohort, Joel put that in the chat, and then I guess that's it. So we also, another thing we have going on is Acadian Study Hall. I don't think we have a link for that yet, but if you are one of the first 500 to get the accelerator, you're automatically getting the study hall, which is an opportunity up to 10 times per week, so 40 times a month at a minimum. You have an opportunity. I mean, if you have ever purchased a course, and you don't have to tell me who you are, but I know there's some of you on here who have purchased courses with like this grand notion that you were gonna, go through the course and do whatever, and you just find that you can't make the time. You're like, then you feel like you wasted your money because you don't actually have the time to actually sit down and do it. That's why we have Study Hall. We have Study Hall. You can gather together with other people who are on the same journey, and you get together. Everybody, there's a welcome, then everybody goes silent and works on their stuff, and then we wrap up, and it's just a way to like keep you accountable and give you space to actually do the things that you know you need to do. Whether that's the courses that you've purchased, whether that's your marketing, it's just people love it so much. People love it so much. All right. What else have we got from the chat, Joel? Because I think I am about wrapped up here.
There is one comment that maybe you would like to address. Maura Hoffman has a client that passes his credit card processing fees on to his customers.
Oh.
Because that's not allowed in every state, but when it is allowed, it has to be made known to the customer that they are paying a convenience fee. It asks if you would talk about this, and is it similar with Stripe and Slice processing?
That's a good question. I do not know the answer to that. I am not aware of a way to pass on the exact amount. I think that what most people do is add a percentage fee, like on top of it. So if that were the case, you would have to add it as a product, and just say that it's a convenience fee. And then I don't know how you would have it, like you would have to know in advance, like you would have to know when you were creating the invoice that you were going to be charging them this extra fee. So, yeah, it's the best I can do. Sorry, Maura.
All right, second, there were some questions about, where to go? About, Lindsay Key put a link to the study hall, the Acadian Study Hall. We do have that, and it's in the chat for everybody else.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. I didn't realize we had, is that to sign up for it? It's $27 a month. Unless you are in the, because the people in the accelerator are getting it for free for the first 3 months.
Yes, it is the link to sign up for it for $27 a month.
Okay, awesome. I'm just making a note about Maura's question because we might come up with a better solution for that and do an exercise on it in the future. So yeah. All right. Any other questions? Are we good to go?
No other questions. We're good to go.
All righty. Well, I am just so sad. I feel so disconnected that I didn't get to read all of your chats. It's like the best part of this. All right. So I think that I have covered everything, and I think we're good to go. I think that I am ready to send you off to have a fabulous, wonderful, awesome weekend. And I can't wait to hear your success story. Bye-bye.